they've let me loose on amplifiers again. Welcome to Andertons. I'm Ben, and this is not Acoustic Paradiso, but this is me playing some other guitars. You might have noticed that I've got these flat instead of upright, and that's because I'm doing more Lapsteels. I've actually done these Gretches before. This is the Gretsch T5700 Electromatic Lapsteel. They've got a few new finishes out. This is the Tahiti Red version. It's a very fun lapsteel guitar. If you've not played lapsteel and you've kind of never thought about venturing into it, let me tell you a little bit about it. It's basically a flat lump of wood. The strings are flat across the top. There's no radius or anything, because you play it with one of these, which is a tone bar. This is a Dunlop one, which isn't ergonomically shaped. You can get round ones and stuff. And basically you tune the guitar to an open chord. In this case, I'm in E. Then you put the bar on there, and you slide it around, and you get all sorts of lovely, lovely sounds. This Gretsch is obviously fairly inspired by the kind of Art Deco designs that they favour, the kind of 1920s thing. It's got a volume knob, it's got a tone knob, and it's got one single coil pickup. That's enough, really, for a lapsteel. Certainly, it's more than enough for most lapsteel players, I know. Let's talk a little bit about it. I'm going through, I should mention as well, I'm going through Pete's new pedal board. I've stolen it because he's not here, which is down here. So I'm just using this Bluesman driver. I've nicked the compressor off and I've put the looper on there so I could put some backing. And I'm going into a DP40, a Victory Amps DP40 over there, which is great. So, how does it sound? There's some things on a lapsteel that you can do, which I will go through. Let's start with a clean sound, and I'm going to stay in this tuning for now. Famous thing you can do on a lapsteel. Use your little finger to operate it. You can use your little finger to operate the volume control for swells. Something that I need to practice more because I'm used to playing pedal steel where you have a foot pedal to do that. You can also do the same thing on the tone control. This is my only slight gripe about this guitar. Because it's got this cover over where the strings come through. It's a strung through body design, so it's coming all the way through over the bridge under here. You've got this cover over here, and I think this is designed to look like the old Valco lapsteel pickups, which had the kind of horseshoe covers over the strings. It looks cool. It does get in the way a little bit when you're trying to do tone swells, but you could just take it off if you wanted to very easily, and I don't think it would really affect the look of the guitar too detrimentally. These retail at $399, so they're not terribly cheap, but they're not massively expensive. And it is a good, solid lump of mahogany. The tuners are nice, and it sounds really good. I've mentioned it's only got one pickup, but it's a really great pickup, and I really like it. So let's see how this sounds. Completely clean. I've got nothing on except a little bit of reverb coming from the amp. I'll turn my tone and my volume up full, and just play some nice long-held chords. The great thing, I know a lot of people play some slide, and people have trouble playing slide because you end up whacking the frets with the slide, and getting sustain can be a real issue. The bonus about a lapsteel is because the strings are so far off the fretboard, which has got no frets, it's just for markers, getting long sustain is really easy. So if you want to experiment with that kind of slide sound, but you're not that confident using a traditional kind of bottleneck style slide, this could be a good way to go. So here we go. This is just some nice long held chords, bags of sustain on this thing. So that's lovely. You heard in the start, it gets pretty raucous. If I put on the DP purple as well, let's see what that sounds like. yeah, that was a lot of gain there, but it's fun and it's a really nice, you know, it's a nice guitar to play. Short scale, I believe it's 22 inch, maybe 22 and a half. I will have to check. All of that will be below as ever in the specs. It's a lovely shade of Tahiti red. Let's move and look at the Broadway Jade version and see how it sounds in a kind of traditional, like more Western swing tuning of C6. So, C6 tuning, this is your traditional kind of Hawaiian slide tuning, Western swing, all of that stuff, because it sounds like this. Oz here calls it the SpongeBob tuning. It's lovely. Again, C6 is I'm not that familiar with C6 tuning, but I'll give you a little bit of stuff and then I'll do a little loop and play out at the end. This is the Broadway Jade version, which is a kind of slightly metallic sparkle in there, potentially.
Otherwise known as green.
Green, Broadway Jade, with a light sparkle and a touch of the kind of mint toothpaste about it. But I quite like it. It fits nicely. But here we go. So. Apologies to those Western swing fans out there, but it is a lovely tuning. If you don't know what C6 tuning is, it goes C, E, G, A, C, E. Your traditional Hawaiian tuning. It's a lovely tuning to play in. I normally play an open E, but that's because a lot of the kind of lapsteel stuff I listen to is in the sacred steel tradition. If you've not heard any, do yourself a favour and just Google sacred steel. And there's some just unreal shredding on gospel music with steel guitar. It's incredible. Anyway, here we go. This is the G5700. It's £399. It's available in two other colours, white and tobacco burst, as well as the Tahiti red and Broadway jade. It's a nice sounding lap steel. If you're thinking about lap steel, this is a great place to start. I'm going to play out in C6. I'm going to try and play out in C6. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. And, you know, maybe I'll be able to persuade Pete to let me come back and do an electric guitar video one day. You never know. In the meantime, I'm going to stick to lapsteels and acoustics, and I will see you soon. Goodbye for now.